funny. Not really. Okay, so hi, I'm Gabby. I'm a new face in the crowd. I hope that's okay. I didn't know you guys did poetry on Wednesday nights, so I hope it's okay if I perform a little bit right now. Alright, because everyone else is musicians. Also musicians, by the way.
You don't ask permission.
I can't play anything. I did play flute for a while, but I'm not so good at it anymore. So I've prepared a couple of pieces. I've been writing only for a couple of months, maybe a year. But I like crowd feedback. So if you hate it, tell me. If you love it, tell me. It's all good. So I recently returned from a study abroad in Austria. And I was there for 8 months, and while I was there, I couldn't help but notice every time I got online, I saw these terrible news articles about riots in the streets and people killing each other. And honestly, my heart broke because I'm a sensitive person, and I just sat there and thought, what is wrong with my country? And that sadness got to a point where I was really down, depressed. I was like, what should I do with my life? Everything's going a mess. And there's a poet that I really like. Does anyone here know Andrea Gibson? She's a spoken word artist out of Denver.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, she has a poem called The Madness Phase. In her poem, she basically begs people who want to leave the earth to stay. And since I felt that way, I started saying, okay, why do I want to stay here? And this is what I wrote. It's called Why I Stay. I'm still searching for reasons to stay here. And I'm not just talking about this city. I mean here on this earth with all of its bruises. Sometimes the setting sun reflects my heart so perfectly, bleeding from the inside out, just trying to sew up the seams. So I know exactly what you mean. When you say you can't take one more day, I know the way the river reflects back like a distorted mirror at midnight as you stand staring, trying to ignore the voice in your head that's screaming, jump! Please. Please don't jump. This world is full of broken levees the government failed to repair. Our system is steeped in corruption so deep we're all just trying to come up for air. I know it's hard to keep your head afloat. But this is why we stay. Ernest Hemingway once said that happiness and intelligent people is the rarest thing to find, and I think he's right. That's why ignorance is always bliss, but I don't want you to miss this. You are aware, and I know more than anything that that is what breaks your heart. But out of that brokenness is where we have the opportunity to birth brilliant art. It's where we learn everyone has days when nothing feels okay. It's how we can see the tear-stained pillow in a stranger's bedroom without ever even stepping foot into their home. It's how we know when we want nothing more than to just be left alone, that those are the moments we need someone there the most. It's how we learn to ask for help. This is something I'm still learning because it is a lesson learned slowly, but I am believing maybe we could learn it together. The way babies cry in the night for comfort, so my heart cries for the comforts of another arm. I don't want to leave this life. I believe there's something more. Today, the sun was shining, and I fed my ice cream cone to a flock of pigeons in the park. A child ran through the birds and scared them all away, but they came back, hungry for more. I know that I can learn from this, from them. Some days my heart races quicker than a hummingbird's wings. I am terrified of crowds. I jump at every loud. I can find fear everywhere. I've learned it's okay to fly from fear, but I want to learn how to come back and face it too, just like those pigeons do. I want to believe that part of my fear is learning what needs to be changed. We weren't born to hide behind our desks. Don't tell me we're doing our best while millions lay down to rest from wars we could have prevented and hungry bellies we could have filled. I want to turn this guilt I feel from being so privileged into action that fights back. I want to raise my fist into the face of anyone who would call themselves a pacifist but then turns around and stuffs the greedy bellies of each corporation that profits for a war for oil disguised as humanitarian intervention. Intervene yourself, America. Feed your starving homeless vets, America. Feed your oppressed minorities some justice, America. Your land of the free and home of the brave has become full of history, shackled chains, and cowards. Slaves still in your clutches, disguised as dangerous criminals when we all know they never even had a chance to begin with. You keep cutting school funding to keep us in the dark. Plato's allegory of the cave, and you're too blind to see it. You've kept us too blind to see the mark of a generation that is losing itself in the grips of whatever might take the pain away. You keep feeding us Prozac because we're searching for purpose. You keep treating the symptoms but ignoring the causes, but my eyes have been opened. I have spent too many nights crying and too many days hiding from the light. I have too many scars to remain silent any longer in the shadow of your night. This is why I stay here. This is why when the river begs for my body, I say no every time. Because I won't be another statistic on your charts, America. I won't be another faceless body bag slaying victim from your crimes. Thank you. I don't know if anyone could see, my whole body is trembling.